Hello, I am Candace Cornelius and welcome back to my channel. We are in the midst of our series of joyful and natural learning, and last week we talked about step 1, which is establishing a love of reading in our children. And we talked about setting the example of reading and loving books. So today we're going to continue to talk about that, how we can establish a love of reading. And what I want to ask you today is think about the books in your home. Where are they? In my home, we have books everywhere. In our living room, we have bookshelves full of books. In our bathroom, we have books. We have books in every bedroom in our home. We have bookshelves full of books. We have cookbooks in the kitchen. Books are everywhere. And I would encourage you to do the same. There are a few really great benefits to that. One is it helps children, it sends them a message to our children that books are important to our family. And 2, it makes them really accessible. You know, they're a lot more likely to pick up a book when they're everywhere. And so we want to keep those things in mind when we're trying to establish a love of learning and a love of books in our home. So another thing that's important is we want to get rid of any physical barriers that are going to stop our children from reading. Now, sometimes we have this tendency to put our books up high where kids can't reach them. Now, we do this because we like books, we care about them, we spend money on them, we want to read them, and we don't want them destroyed. Sometimes kids destroy books. But I want to encourage you to make them accessible to your children. Now, we do want to teach them to respect books, but we want to teach them to respect them by still being able to experience them. One tip that I do in my home is we keep the board books down low where my youngest can get them. We keep the picture books like right in the middle where my middle child can get them, and the chapter books on top where my oldest can get them. That way, it's easier for them to get books that are appropriate for them, and they can, my little one, she kind of chews on her book. She's a little over 1, and that's okay. She's learning and she's loving books, and we replace them, and but we do teach them as they go to respect books. So we want to make sure that we don't have any physical barriers to accessing the books or to reading them. So the second question I would ask you is, what do you have next to your bookshelf? Is there a place to sit and read? Is there a comfy couch, a chair, a rocking chair, a beanbag, a lamp? Is it easy for them to grab a book, sit down, and look at it? Because when we can have books accessible and we can see them, we can touch them, and it's easy for us to sit down and read, it's going to be that much easier for our children to have a love of learning and a love of books when it's so easy to get it. If they don't see them, they have to go into a special room to find them, and they have to pull up a chair and get it really up high, and then they have to carry it to another room just to sit down. That's going to be a lot more difficult to get your children to love books. So I am so thankful that you guys joined me today. I encourage you to check out last week's video if you didn't. Stay tuned for next week's video. We're going to continue to talk about establishing a love of reading in our children and how we can make education this joyful and natural experience that it truly can be. Your kids can love learning. They can learn how to think and how to learn, and they can discover their unique mission in life. So thank you again. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you guys next week.